everyone, Katie Murray. How's everyone doing today? Summer has officially begun. Can you believe it? I'm sure everyone's so happy about that. Get outside, make sure that you take advantage of this time because before you know it, Christmas is going to be upon us. And I don't care if it's dreary or rainy or cool because you know what? Wasn't that long ago that everyone was complaining that it was cold and all this snow. So make sure that you really enjoy it while it's here, okay? Today I want to talk about when there's a breakdown in communication and how we handle it. And you know, a lot of times there's two drastic personalities. And like I said, too drastic. Of course, there's other ways people learn how to communicate, but there's two: bad tempers and the mutes. I'll talk about the bad tempers another day. Today I want to talk about the mutes, and I'm calling it the mutes in a funny manner. Now, when you're a mute and you can't open your mouth and learn how to communicate, that's just as bad and detrimental in a relationship as when you have a bad temper. Because you're hurting not only yourself, but other people, okay? And it's not fair. We're not mind readers. We don't understand what's upsetting you. And for you to want us to guess, it's just a lose-lose. And stop and think about that. And not only is it hurting us, but it's hurting you. When you keep things held inside and bottled up, it's gonna end up erupting. Or in a way, I kind of hope it does, because if you keep it held inside like that, it's gonna hurt your insides, really, physically. I mean, you're gonna end up with the headaches, stomach aches. I can't imagine. I can't. Like me, when I'm upset over something, like everyone around me knows. People close to me, they can tell by looking at me when I try to keep it in, like just my face, like it just reads on me, you know. And first thing I do is I'll immediately go downstairs and I'll work out and get it out. It's almost like when you get sick, how you feel better, you want to get it out so you feel better. So I can't imagine someone that just holds it in. It just get it out, people. Let others know how you're feeling. It's not healthy to keep it in. Honest, really. And I don't mean like erupting. Do it in a right way, you know what I mean? But whatever's bothering you, tell the person, and do it in a nice way. You know, like, look, you know, you really upset me when you said that. It hurt my feelings, or you know, I don't think you understood when you said that how it made me feel. You know, it's not hard to let a person know how it made you feel. You know, you don't have to, because when you do that, of course, then you're entering into the danger zone, the bad temper zone. Okay, but you need to speak up. Find your voice. And once you find it, you get more comfortable. And it'll get easier to get it out. But by keeping it in, what's that accomplishing? It's a breakdown of communication. It's stupid. It really is. Me, obviously you can tell. I will talk, and get it. I will talk it to death. You know what I mean? I think back when I was a kid, my father and I used to always have a hard time actually communicating verbally with him for some odd reason. And I never could seem to get across my point in what I wanted to say to him. So what I would do is I would write him. Even though I was a kid and we lived in the same house, I would sit and write down exactly my point and how I felt and what his actions, how it made me feel. And then I would leave that letter, whether it was on his bed, before I went to bed at night, or, on the kitchen table for him in the morning. And it actually carried through all these years, even now. If he said something to me on the phone, because we live 1,000 miles away. If he says something that kind of like hit a chord and kind of like, I didn't really like it, I write to him. And it's a joke, like with my family, because, the same thing is like with my siblings. Sometimes, a little makes me feel a little, so I write. And that's the way I communicate. Because sometimes when I speak, I don't get it across as well as by writing. So maybe for people that have a hard time getting their words across, write it. I don't care how you do it, but do it, because you don't want to lose out on relationships. I mean, I knew somebody and it was just so frustrating because she would always shut down, and you only can chase a person for so long. And I mean, and I'm the kind of person, I'll fight and fight and fight and fight for a relationship. But after a while, if it gets to be a lot of work, it's supposed to be 50-50, it's just not worth it. I'm not a mind reader, and if you don't get what you're giving and you can't figure out what's upsetting this person, like when I was a kid, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Oh my gosh, my best friend that was across the street, I mean, I'm talking when I was like little, like 9 years old, I would just jump on her back, like I'm not leaving until you tell me what's wrong, but I can't jump on people's backs to get them to talk. Like, I mean, I'm an adult now. If I did that, I'd be in jail for assault. You know what I mean? But find your voice. And if you can't, then write, and get your feelings out. And don't just leave it at that and put it in a drawer. Send it. Tell the person, look, I want to let you know this bothered me and this upset me. Honestly, get it out. As it is, like when a letter comes in the mail for me, it's like people laugh, like, uh-oh, uh-oh. There's a term for my letters. I'm not going to tell it to you because it's funny. But, and not all my letters are, because something offended me. A lot of times my letters are like loving letters, but people never know. Like, oh, is it a goodie? Is it a goodie? Or did I upset her? Ooh, she's a sensitive one, but most of the time they're like, nice. But like my point is, I've been consistent all my life with working at communication. Relationships are all about, working at communication, and you can't slack off. You have to work at it. You have to try hard, So I hope this helped, because like I said, I know it's hard sometimes to just let a person know, and sometimes you're feeling comfortable. Maybe you just feel like, oh gosh, I don't want to tell her that. But if you don't, you're going to lose out on a valuable relationship, or you're going to let this person keep walking all over you and stepping all over you. You're going to feel miserable. You're not going to end up getting anywhere, right? You got to do it. You have to do it, or you're going to feel miserable not getting your words out, right? So I hope I helped. I hope I, kind of maybe motivated you a little bit. And I'll see you all next Wednesday. And until then, what are we going to do? Spread lots of seeds of what? Joy and happiness all around. So it takes off like what? Wildflowers. All right, everyone. See you then. Bye-bye.